Welcome back to the Metaphysics podcast. Ever feel like you're just going through the motions? Like you're on autopilot?
Living the same day
Yeah.
over and over.
Well, stick with us today because we're diving into some powerful concepts that might just shake things up for you.
We're talking about tapping into your innate creative power.
Oh, yeah.
The kind that can transform not just your day, but your entire reality.
That's right. We're going to be exploring how the law of attraction works and how understanding it can empower you to become a conscious creator of your own life.
It's all about understanding the creative process, harnessing the power of your beliefs, and recognizing those coincidences for what they truly are.
Yeah.
Synchronicities that guide you towards your desires.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Okay.
Let's say I have a dream,
Mm-hmm.
a goal I want to achieve.
Right.
Where do I even begin?
It starts with clarity. You have to be clear about what you want.
Okay.
And sometimes clarity comes from recognizing what you don't want.
So it's like that moment when you realize you've been wearing shoes that are a size too small.
Yes.
It's not until you experience the discomfort that you truly appreciate the value of a perfect fit.
Exactly. Those experiences that make you say, no, definitely not that, are actually guiding you towards a clearer understanding of what you do want.
Okay, so once I've got that clarity, what's next?
The next step is to trust that source.
Okay.
And that could be the universe, a higher power, your own inner wisdom has the answer.
Yeah.
It already knows the perfect solution, the ideal vibrational match to your desire.
Okay.
Think of it like this. You've placed your order, and the universe is already preparing your delivery.
So it's not about struggling to figure everything out on my own.
Nope.
It's about trusting that there's a force working in my favor, even if I can't see it yet.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that brings us to the third and often most challenging step,
Okay.
allowing yourself to receive.
This is where I tend to stumble.
I hear that a lot.
It's like I put in the order, but then I second guess myself. I start doubting, worrying, wondering if I'm worthy or if it's even possible.
That's so common.
Yeah.
We all have those moments of resistance.
Yeah.
Think of it like this. You've ordered a delicious meal, it's sitting right in front of you, but you refuse to take a bite.
Because I'm afraid I'll spill it or I'll make a mess.
Yes.
Or maybe it won't taste as good as I imagine.
Exactly. But what if you just allowed yourself to enjoy it, to savor each bite, to trust that you deserve to experience that pleasure? That's what allowing is all about.
Okay.
Releasing the resistance, letting go of the doubt, and opening yourself to receive the abundance that's already waiting for you.
So it's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity and fear to a mindset of abundance and trust.
Yes. And a big part of that is understanding the power of our beliefs.
Okay, so how do our beliefs fit into this creative process?
Our beliefs are like filters that shape how we perceive the world.
It's like that classic saying, we don't see the world as it is.
Right.
We see it as we are.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Most people fall into the trap of believing because they see, they observe something in their external reality, and they form a belief around it. So if they constantly see evidence of lack or struggle, they start to believe that's all there is, and unfortunately, that becomes their reality.
So if I'm constantly focused on what I don't have, on what's missing,
Right.
I'm actually reinforcing that belief and attracting more of the same.
You got it. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay.
But what if we flipped the script?
Okay.
What if we chose to believe in abundance, even if our current circumstances don't reflect that yet? What if we started looking for evidence of abundance, even in the smallest things?
Are you saying that our beliefs actually have the power to change our reality?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Wow.
And that's where the concept of a vibrational grid comes in.
Now, hold on. What exactly is this vibrational grid? I'm picturing some sort of high-tech energy field.
Think of it as an energetic blueprint, a unique frequency signature that you're constantly broadcasting out into the world. It's made up of your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, basically your overall vibe.
So if I'm constantly thinking about how stressed and overwhelmed I am,
Right.
that's like sending out a stressed and overwhelmed signal.
Exactly.
The universe is picking up on that and sending me more of the same.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
The universe is always responding to your vibration,
Right.
reflecting back to you the energy you're putting out.
Okay, so if I want to change my reality, I need to change my vibration, which means changing my thoughts, beliefs, and emotions.
Yes.
But that sounds like a tall order.
It can feel that way.
Where do I even begin?
It might seem overwhelming.
Yeah.
But even small shifts can make a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is your emotions.
Really? Emotions are that powerful.
Emotions are like the fuel for your vibrational grid.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Your thoughts are the steering wheel, directing your focus, but your emotions are the gas pedal, determining the speed and intensity of your manifestation.
So if I'm thinking about my dream job, but I'm feeling anxious and doubtful,
Yes.
it's like I'm putting on the brakes.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you can tap into the feeling of excitement, of gratitude, of knowing that it's already yours,
Okay.
then you're hitting the gas pedal, accelerating the manifestation process.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts.
Right.
It's about feeling them, embodying them, letting them permeate my entire being.
You got it. And that's where this fascinating concept of 17 seconds comes in.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have a feeling you're about to tell me what's so special about 17 seconds.
According to Abraham-Hicks, 17 seconds of focused positive emotion is all it takes to start shifting your vibrational grid.
Wait, 17 seconds? That's it. Seems almost too easy.
It might sound simple, but don't underestimate the power of those 17 seconds.
Okay.
It's like striking a match. That initial spark can ignite a much larger flame. So if you can hold that feeling of joy, of excitement, of gratitude for a full 17 seconds, you're setting a powerful intention into motion.
Wow, this is starting to make a lot of sense. But what about those coincidences we talked about earlier?
Yes.
Where do they fit into all of this?
Yes, those synchronicities, those seemingly random events that make you go, wait, what are the chances?
Yeah.
Well, they're not so random after all.
I knew you were going to say that. So if they're not random, what are they?
They're what Abraham-Hicks calls rendezvous of vibrational latitude.
Okay.
It's like the universe is orchestrating these perfectly timed encounters, these opportunities, these signs that you're on the right track.
So it's not just that I'm in the right place at the right time.
Right.
It's that my energy, my vibration has actually drawn that experience to me.
Precisely. Think of it like tuning into a specific radio frequency.
Yeah.
When your vibration matches the frequency of a particular desire, you start picking up signals from that station. That makes so much sense. It's like those times when you're thinking about someone and then suddenly they call you.
Yes.
Or you're looking for a specific book
Yeah.
and you stumble upon it in the most unexpected place.
Those are prime examples of vibrational rendezvous.
Wow.
And the more you start paying attention to these synchronicities, the more you realize just how powerful your vibrational grid truly is.
This is blowing my mind. I'm already starting to see the world in a whole new light.
And this is just the beginning. We've only scratched the surface of this fascinating topic.
I'm eager to dive deeper. What other treasures await us in this exploration of vibrational energy and conscious creation?
Well, before we get ahead of ourselves, I think it's important to address a common misconception that often arises when we talk about the law of attraction.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's that idea that we can just magically manifest anything we want without putting in any effort, right?
Yeah.
Just sit on the couch, visualize $1 million, and poof, it appears.
That's the one.
And while the law of attraction is indeed a powerful force, it's not about passive wishing or expecting things to fall into our laps without any effort on our part.
It's like that saying, the universe rewards action.
Right.
We still have to play our part, right?
Absolutely. Think of it as a dance between our inner world and our outer world.
Okay.
We align our energy with our desires, and then we take inspired action towards them.
So it's not about sitting on the couch visualizing $1 million.
Right.
It's about visualizing it. And indeed taking steps towards creating that wealth.
Exactly.
Maybe taking a course on financial literacy, or starting a side hustle, or even just having a conversation with a financial advisor.
Exactly. It's about being open to opportunities, following our intuition, and taking action that feels aligned with our goals.
It's like we're co-creating with the universe.
Yes.
Meeting it halfway with our aligned energy and inspired action.
Precisely. And the more we trust in this process, the more we surrender to the flow of energy, the more magical and effortless our manifestations become.
This is making so much sense. But I have to admit, sometimes it can feel a bit overwhelming. Like, where do I even start? How do I actually shift my vibration when I'm feeling stuck in a rut?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll definitely delve into in more depth as we continue our exploration.
That sounds good to me. I'm excited to keep diving in. But before we go any further, we'd love to hear from you, dear listeners. What's resonating with you so far? What questions are popping up in your mind? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going.
Welcome back to the Metaphysics podcast. It's fascinating how we often limit ourselves by focusing on what we lack, instead of embracing the abundance that already exists.
It's like we're so busy looking for what's missing that we miss out on all the good stuff that's right in front of us.
Exactly. And speaking of shifting our focus to a more expansive perspective,
Yeah.
remember that story we touched on earlier about Esther and Jerry Hicks?
Oh, yes. The one where Esther was struggling with Jerry's passing
Yeah.
and trying to understand where he was in the vibrational realm.
Precisely. That story beautifully illustrates how shifting our perception can profoundly alter our experience, even in the face of loss.
You know, for those who haven't heard it,
Mm-hmm.
could you give us a recap?
Of course. So Esther was grappling with Jerry's passing,
Yeah.
desperately trying to connect with him in a realm beyond her understanding.
Yep.
She felt a profound sense of grief, that aching void that comes with losing someone you love.
It's that feeling of reaching out into the unknown, hoping to catch a glimpse of their presence.
Exactly. And as long as she kept searching for him out there,
Okay.
in a linear physical sense, the grief persisted.
Okay.
But then a powerful shift occurred.
Right.
She realized that Jerry wasn't gone.
Huh.
He was simply existing in a different form, a different frequency within the vibrational realm.
So it's not about denying the physical separation, but rather understanding that the connection transcends the physical realm.
Precisely. And when she made that shift, when she started looking for him within that vibrational space, she could feel his presence. It wasn't about physical form or location. It was about energetic connection.
That's so powerful. It suggests that our loved ones aren't truly gone. They're just existing on a different frequency, and we can still connect with them energetically.
And this principle applies to everything we desire to create in our lives. It's not about forcing things to happen on the physical plane. It's about aligning our vibration with the essence of what we want and trusting that the universe will orchestrate the details.
So it's less about making it happen and more about allowing it to be.
Exactly. It's about surrendering to the creative process, trusting that the universe is conspiring in our favor, and focusing on cultivating the emotions that align with our desires.
That makes me think about those coincidences, those vibrational rendezvous we were discussing earlier.
Yeah.
It's not about passively waiting for them to happen.
Right.
It's about actively aligning our energy with the experiences we want to attract.
Absolutely. It's about becoming conscious creators, recognizing that we're not just victims of circumstance, but powerful magnets drawing experiences to us based on our vibrational frequency.
So if I want to attract more abundance, it's not just about wishing for it or working harder. It's about embodying the feeling of abundance, even in the midst of perceived scarcity.
You got it. It's about cultivating that feeling of gratitude for what you already have, the excitement for what's to come, and the unwavering belief that you are worthy of receiving it. It's about feeling the abundance even before it manifests in the physical realm.
And that's where those 17-second bursts of focused emotion come in, right? It's like we're sending out these powerful energetic signals, these vibrational flares that attract more of what we're feeling.
Exactly. It's like fine-tuning our internal radio dial to the station of abundance, joy, love, whatever frequency we choose to experience.
And the more we practice this, the stronger that signal becomes.
Yes.
Making it easier to attract those coincidences, those synchronicities that seem to magically align us with our desires.
Yes. It's all about raising our vibration, expanding our awareness, and recognizing the interconnectedness of everything in the universe.
Wow, this is mind-blowing stuff. I'm starting to see the world in a whole new light.
And that's just the beginning. The more we delve into these metaphysical concepts, the more we realize the infinite potential that lies within each of us. But it's important to remember that this is a journey, not a destination.
You mean we're not going to master this whole law of attraction thing overnight? Darn.
Well, maybe some people do, but for most of us, it's a process of learning, experimenting, and refining our understanding. And just like learning any new skill, there will be moments of flow and moments of resistance.
It's like learning to ride a bike.
Yes.
We're bound to wobble a bit at first, but with practice, we gain confidence, and eventually we're cruising down the road with ease.
Exactly. And the key is to be patient with ourselves, celebrate the small victories, and not get discouraged when we hit those inevitable bumps in the road.
So instead of beating ourselves up when we have a negative thought or experience a setback, we should treat it as a learning opportunity. It's a chance to course correct and fine-tune our approach.
Precisely. It's all about progress, not perfection. And remember, the journey itself can be just as rewarding as the destination. So embrace the process, have fun with it, and allow yourself to be amazed by the magic that unfolds.
This is so empowering. It's like we're taking back control of our energy and using it to create a reality that feels good and aligned with our true selves. But Before we get too carried away with all this talk of magic and manifestation, let's bring it back down to earth for a moment.
Good point. Sometimes these concepts can feel a bit abstract and esoteric.
Yeah.
So it's important to ground them in practical application.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for our listeners who are eager to start applying these principles in their daily lives,
Yes.
what are some simple yet effective practices they can start incorporating right now?
One of the most powerful practices is simply becoming more aware of your emotional state throughout the day. Pause periodically and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now?
So it's like taking our emotional temperature, checking in with our internal weather report.
Yeah, exactly. And as you become more attuned to your emotional state, you can start making conscious choices that shift your vibration.
So if I'm feeling stressed or anxious, I can choose to engage in activities that bring me joy and peace, like listening to music,
Yes.
taking a walk in nature, or spending time with loved ones.
Precisely. It's about empowering yourself to become the conductor of your own emotional orchestra.
Oh, I like that.
You have the power to choose which instruments you want to play, which melodies you want to create.
I love that analogy.
Same.
So we're not trying to suppress or deny our so-called negative emotions. We're simply choosing to focus on the ones that feel good and align with our desires.
Yes. And remember that 17-second rule we talked about earlier. Even short bursts of focused positive emotion can start to shift your vibrational grid.
So if I'm feeling discouraged about a project,
Right.
I can take 17 seconds to focus on the excitement of the end result,
Yes.
the satisfaction of achieving my goal.
Exactly. Visualize yourself celebrating the accomplishment. Feel the joy and pride of success, and allow that positive energy to permeate your being for a full 17 seconds. It might sound simple, but it's a powerful way to shift your vibration and attract more positive experiences.
This is making so much sense. But I'm curious about something.
What?
Earlier you mentioned that aligning our vibration with the essence of what we want is key to manifesting our desires.
Yes.
But what does that actually mean in practice? How do we align our vibration with something that doesn't yet exist in our physical reality?
That's a great question, and one that deserves a deeper exploration. It's all about tapping into the feeling of having what you desire even before it materializes in the physical world.
So it's about embodying the feeling of abundance, even if our current circumstances don't reflect that yet?
Precisely. It's about cultivating that inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. It's just a matter of time before it manifests in your physical reality. And the more you can align your vibration with that knowing, the faster and more effortlessly it will materialize.
But how do we actually do that? How do we cultivate that inner knowing when our external reality seems to contradict it?
That's where the power of imagination and visualization comes in.
Okay.
Our subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's imagined.
Okay.
So when we vividly imagine ourselves having what we desire, feeling the emotions associated with it, our subconscious mind starts to accept it as reality.
So it's like we're planting seeds in our subconscious mind, and those seeds eventually grow into the experiences we desire.
Exactly. And the more we nurture those seeds with positive thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, the faster they will sprout and blossom into our reality.
This is so fascinating. I'm starting to understand how this whole process of manifestation really works. But, I think there's still a part of me that struggles to fully embrace it. I mean, it's one thing to talk about the law of attraction and vibrational energy,
Right.
but it's another thing to actually see it working in my own life.
I understand. It's natural to have doubts and skepticism, especially when we're dealing with concepts that challenge our conventional understanding of how the world works. But here's the thing. The law of attraction is always working, whether we believe in it or not. It's like gravity.
Huh.
It's a universal principle that governs the flow of energy.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is with the law of attraction, we have the power to consciously direct that flow.
So it's like we're learning to harness the power of our own energy to become conscious creators of our own reality.
Exactly. And the more we understand how this principle works, the more we can use it to create a life that aligns with our deepest desires and purpose.
Right. This is truly mind-blowing stuff. I'm feeling so inspired and empowered by this conversation, and I'm sure our listeners are too. But before we move on, I'd love to hear from you, dear listeners. What's resonating with you so far? What questions or insights are coming up for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this exploration together. Welcome back to the Metaphysics Podcast. We've been on quite a journey exploring the law of attraction and the power of vibrational energy.
It's been fascinating to unpack these concepts and uncover how they can empower us to become conscious creators of our own reality.
It's striking how often we get caught up in the external circumstances forgetting that our inner world plays such a vital role in shaping our experiences.
It's like we're so focused on the waves that we forget about the vast ocean of energy that's constantly moving beneath the surface.
Exactly. And as we've been discussing that underlying energy, our vibration is what truly shapes our reality.
So for our listeners who are ready to start riding those waves to become more conscious of their own energetic flow, what are some practical steps they can take?
That's a great question. We've touched on a few key practices already, like becoming more aware of our emotions and using the 17-second rule to shift our vibration.
Yes, those are fantastic starting points. Remember, even small, consistent efforts can create a ripple effect, gradually transforming your energetic landscape.
It's like tending a garden,
Yeah.
weeding out the negative thoughts and beliefs, planting seeds of positivity and abundance, and nurturing them with loving attention.
Beautifully put. And just like a garden, our vibrational landscape requires ongoing care and attention.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time fix, but rather a continual process of growth and refinement.
So it's not about achieving some sort of perfect vibrational state and staying there forever.
Right.
It's about being mindful of our energy and making adjustments as needed.
Exactly. It's about becoming more attuned to our inner world, recognizing when our vibration is dipping and taking steps to raise it back up.
So if I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, instead of letting those emotions consume me, I can consciously choose to shift my focus to something more positive.
Yes. Engage in activities that bring you joy. Surround yourself with positive influences, and practice gratitude for the good things in your life. These simple acts can have a profound impact on your vibration.
And what about those times when we're feeling stuck in a rut? When it seems like no matter what we do, we can't shake off those negative thoughts and emotions?
That's when it's essential to remember that we have the power to choose our thoughts. Our thoughts create our emotions create our vibration, and our vibration creates our reality.
So if I'm feeling stuck, it's not about denying those negative thoughts or emotions. It's about choosing to focus on something different, something more empowering.
Precisely. It's like changing the channel on the radio.
Okay.
If you don't like the song that's playing, you simply tune into a different station. The same principle applies to our thoughts. If a negative thought pops up, acknowledge it, but then consciously choose to focus on a more positive or constructive thought.
This makes so much sense. It's like we're taking back control of our mental and emotional landscape, becoming the DJs of our own internal radio station.
I love that analogy. And just like a skilled DJ, we can learn to curate our thoughts and emotions, creating a playlist that uplifts and inspires us.
So instead of letting our minds run wild with worries and fears, we can consciously choose to fill them with thoughts of joy, gratitude, and abundance.
And as we do that, our vibration starts to rise, and we begin to attract more positive experiences into our lives.
This is so empowering. It's like we're finally understanding the user manual for our own minds and emotions.
Exactly. And the more we practice these techniques, the more skilled we become at managing our energy and creating a reality that aligns with our deepest desires.
You know, it's amazing how these seemingly simple practices can have such a profound impact on our life.
It's a testament to the power of our inner world. When we change our inner landscape, our outer world reflects that transformation.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I feel like we've just scratched the surface of this fascinating topic. But for our listeners who are eager to continue their exploration, what resources would you recommend?
Well, there are countless books, podcasts, and workshops available that delve deeper into the law of attraction and the power of vibrational energy. But one of the most valuable resources is your own intuition.
I love that you said that. It's so easy to get caught up in searching for external guidance that we forget to tune into our own inner wisdom.
Exactly. Your intuition is like a compass that's always pointing you towards your highest good. Learn to listen to its whispers, trust its guidance, and you'll find yourself effortlessly navigating the path of conscious creation.
This has been an incredible journey. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on life and the power we all possess to create the reality of our dreams.
It's been a pleasure exploring these concepts with you. And to our listeners, remember, you are powerful beyond measure. Embrace the journey, trust the process, and allow yourself to be amazed by the magic that unfolds when you align with the power of your own vibration.
That's a beautiful message to end on. And as always, dear listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Share your insights, your experiences, and your aha moments in the comments below. Let's continue this conversation and support each other on this incredible journey of conscious creation.
Until next time, may you vibrate high and manifest your dreams with ease and joy.